Welcome back. You're in Module 1, the big picture. This is Lesson 4, where I want to walk you through 6 components of any successful business. We're going to take a break here in our module, and in this particular lesson, sort of talk on a bigger scale on these 6 areas that are a blend of skill set and mindset. But if you can master these 6 components, then you're well on your way to a very successful and fun and profitable business. So what's the first one? Well, it's the classic. It's knowing your why. You know, what is your big why, your purpose? When's the last time you really focused on this? I bring this up and I have this as my first component in this overall coaching piece, because I have found over the years that I talk to real estate agents and clients who sometimes tell me they've lost the excitement and the passion for the real estate business. Well, that's fine. Sometimes it's okay to discover what's really going on in that respect. Sometimes it's just about rediscovering your passion for the real estate business, building a real estate team and moving from the day-to-day sales, which is a lot of times what is causing folks to feel like I'm really kind of done with real estate, can help rekindle your passion in this industry, because you maybe move into a role where you're more the operations officer or you're the CEO of your company and you're helping other people go out and do the day-to-day. Okay, so knowing what your why is absolutely critical, and I'm inviting you to do some exercises here, and I've included a piece on 12 ways that you know that you're living your passion. So here's the aha. Because when you really discover with complete clarity your why, what you're here to do, what your passion is, then I believe you've uncovered the absolute secret to success for your life and your business. So 12 signs that you're living your passion. I've just pulled a couple of them up here. You can read the rest of them below. These are 4 of my favorite in that list of 12. So you know that you're truly living your passion when these things happen for you. You lose track of time. You smile and laugh more. What you're doing does not feel like work. Super important right here. You know, another one is that people notice. People notice that you are really, in the moment and you're not stressed. Okay, that to me is a sign that you're living in your passion, when other people notice the difference in you. And then probably the great one here for me too is that you really light up and become animated when you talk about what you do. Again, that comes from other people noticing it. So when you go from just ho-hum, this is what's going on, to you're in your passion when you just start talking to somebody and you literally light up and you become animated. That is a sign that you're living in your passion. So I invite you to look through those 12 and do some work and try to do some soul searching to figure out what is it about, if you're not feeling like you're living your passion, what is your passion? Sometimes your passion may be something completely different than the real estate industry, but guess what? If you could get to that other thing by successfully exiting from this business, that's another reason to build a team or to go through and set it up so someone else can take over. You could still be involved, but maybe you have something else that really you'd like to find more balance to work on, okay? So super important, know your why. That's the component number 1, and hopefully your why is tied to what you're doing right now in the real estate industry. Number 2, have and work a plan. And I'm not just talking a business plan, I'm talking your personal life plan as well, which starts with you have to know what your outcomes are. What are your goals? You need to commit to a written business plan, and you need to make your goals SMART and in all areas of your life. All areas of your life is personal, your mental and personal health and well-being. It's your family and relationships. It's your finances. It's your career and business. And it's what is spiritual to you. And just as a reminder, what SMART stands for from WBNL coaching standpoint, the S is for specific and simple. The M stands for measurable. You need to, if you're going to set a goal or have an outcome, there has to be a deadline on it. It needs to be measurable so you know that you've actually accomplished it. And it needs to be meaningful to you. You don't write a goal because someone else wants you to do it. That's a recipe for failure. So measurable, meaningful. And A is as if now. That means you write it in the present tense, affirmative, as if you've already accomplished it. It really gets your subconscious mind working towards it when you start using affirmations and you have it as if now. It's achievable, and as I mentioned, all areas of your life. The R stands for realistic for you and responsible, meaning I'm not saying you shouldn't have a stretch goal, but you write something that is set up for success for you and is realistic. And T, of course, is time frame and toward what you want, which means put it in the positive, toward what you want, not what you don't want. Okay, a perfect example of that is losing weight. You don't want to say, I want to lose 10 pounds. You may want to write that goal down in a more positive way, saying that I'm the perfect size, whatever, or at your perfect weight, as opposed to negative and losing weight. All right, that's number 2. The third component, now that you have a plan, you're living in your why, you know your why, you've got a plan and outcomes, and you're clear about that for your business and for your life. Number 3 is you got to take action, okay? Persistence is the key here. You have to be willing to do what it takes to accomplish those outcomes. It's so important to write goals and to be clear about what it is that you want, but if you do not take action, nothing's going to happen, and you need to take persistent action toward what you want. Practice always leads to mastery. And it doesn't have to be huge steps. Sometimes just the smallest correction, the smallest course correction, small steps towards what you want. This is why I really like the getting things done model, where you have a big project that has an outcome of a goal that I want to accomplish, getting my entire business systems in place by the end of this year, for example. All my real estate businesses are in place by the end of this year. Well, that not maybe have to be broken down into a whole bunch of small actionable items and steps, one after another, that are going to get you there. And if you are a driven individual, what happens is that we get impatient and we feel like we're not making progress fast enough. And I'm here to tell you that if you just, and this is what can cause stress for you, you'll get stressed out over, I'm not accomplishing enough, I have so many things on my list. And so you got to come back to reality, work your plan, have that project list along with the actionable items. What's the next thing I need to do to move myself towards this goal, and take those small steps every day. Small steps in your attitude, small steps and adjustments in the activities that you need to do is what's going to build the momentum that will get you to the results that you want. And then intention. I just mentioned this a moment ago. Super, super important to use the power of your mind and your subconscious mind to focus on what you want. It's really easy for us as a culture, as just being human, to unfortunately focus more on the negatives, the lack, the things that I don't have. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough listings. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm suggesting that you change this, become aware. Awareness is always the first piece to making any changes in your life. So you need to become aware that I'm focusing on the lack of things, the fear-based things, and you're going to just change your mind, make those small steps, those corrections toward what you want, and focus on abundance and those type of things that are going to help you move you towards what you want. So when you find yourself thinking negatively, thinking I don't have enough or I don't have this and so on, just catch yourself. Do not beat yourself up about it. Say, whoa, I'm doing that again. Change your mind and just move yourself toward what you want by taking one small step in that direction. I recommend creating a success plan that outlines those steps. What are the tasks and habits? Knowing what those things are for you on the mental side of it, the way you're feeling today. For example, if you're just not in a great mood or you're just allowing things to sort of get to you, if you already know that you have 5 things that, for example, that help you start to feel better. For me, it's music, listening to certain music. It could be going out and taking a walk. It could be seeing a sunrise or a sunset. Do something that is going to help you start feeling better. If you're not feeling great, if you're feeling and you have more negative emotions going on and you want to get over here to this more positive side, then you need to be totally aware of what helps get you feeling better, okay? And usually it's some type of an activity. It could be just hanging out with your pet, spending time with your loved ones, whatever that is for you, be aware of what it is, and that's going to help you take action and set the intention towards moving towards what you want. So, of course, action also means having these effective and productive systems. And I just want to close on this number 3 with making sure you're focusing on all areas of your life. You need to be aware of what is healthy and well-being for you from a health, physical, mental, business, your relationships side of things. Discover and practice methods that are going to support your overall wholeness, and that's going to help everything balance out for you. Number 4, you got to measure and track your results, right? So if you've got that plan of action and you are starting to take the small steps towards achieving your goals, you have to be willing to be accountable. And you can't improve what you don't measure. So make sure that you're setting up great systems, whether they be checks and balances, having somebody else help hold you accountable to that, or they're just simply some of the things that we're going to have in this Real Estate Team Builder program are going to help you with that. We have already created the systems and the checklists that are going to help you measure and track your results when it comes to your business, but I think you also need that on the personal side in your life as well. And then number 5 is about being open to change. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. I think it's important. I personally, and maybe it's because I don't fear change. I've lived a life where things are changing all the time, lived in so many different locations, and I embrace change. I like having new things happen, but not everybody does. So in this business, things are always changing. Life is always changing. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, one of the tenets of NLP is this thing called the law of requisite variety. I know it's a mouthful, but you know what it really means? It just means be flexible. And the definition of the law of requisite variety, tongue twister, is simply this. The person or the system that has the most flexibility has the most control. Think about that for a second. You can actually have more control by being adaptable and flexible, which means that you are adapting to change, which is happening around us all the time. If you're rigid and fixed and you do not like change, chances are you're always going to be behind the curve. You're not even going to see the things that are changing in our business and adjust to it. In fact, people who really embrace change and they can see what's happening are okay because they're getting out of their comfort zone. They can see and anticipate what might be happening and make the adjustment before it happens or while it's happening, where everybody else in the pack is catching up, all right? So be open to change, take personal responsibility for your actions, and try to keep yourself in a powerful, positive state, open to what's happening around you, and you'll see how this will help you be more successful. And then the last one here is number 6. You can't do it by yourself. You have to be willing to ask for help. And let's face it, folks, doing things on your own is no fun. Life was not meant, and business was not meant to just be a loner and do it on your own. Collaborating is more fun. You need to hire somebody to help you, perhaps a coach or a consultant or a professional. You can hire us and we'll help you. Find an accountability partner to help you with this, that you can bounce things off of, a trusted advisor. Form or join a mastermind group. These are things that you can do to ask for help. I recommend highly that you do 1 or 2 or 3 things on this list. And remember, you can join our Facebook group where you can do some networking and mastermind within our community here at WBNL Coaching. All right, that brings us to let's get to work for this lesson 4 on the 6 components of any successful real estate business. And I'm going to challenge you to go back and look at your goals, your desired outcomes for your business and for your life. Take a look at things that you could do to start taking action steps towards that. Also, your ways that you can start measuring and tracking your results better. Ultimately, look and see how can you collaborate more. Do you need to hire somebody to help hold you accountable? Jump into that Facebook group if you need that for networking, and maybe form your own mastermind group. Those are the keys to start taking some action toward what you ultimately want to create overall for your business and for your life. That's it for this lesson. We'll see you in the next one.